If we talk about the National Food Security Act, then a very big question comes. Nutritional security and efficient markets, they are very necessary for the National Food Security Act success. The success of NFSA, National Food Security Act, depends on the inclusion of non-food grain and nutrient-rich commodities and the provision of a very fair market mechanisms. Food security denotes the availability, access, utilization, and the stability of food over time. In developing countries such as India, issues of food security and insecurity have very wide economic, political, and social dimensions. Achievement of food security plays an important role in the overarching goal of alleviating poverty and inequality in India. You cannot alleviate the poverty or you cannot reduce the inequality unless and until the nutritional security is given. The National Food Security Act, which came into force in 2013, aims to ensure access to food for priority households at a very subsidized rates. Now, one of the greatest shortcomings of the Act has been in the definition of the food security itself. Food security has been defined in terms of access to food grains. Confoundingly, concerns regarding access to the food grains has been a source of bitter debate and a policy failure. Inadequate procurements by the government agencies have led to reduced access in several regions of the country. Coupled with these difficulties, the issue of identifying the intended beneficiaries and the associated leakages in the existing public distribution system or the existing PDS system have posed as an additional obstacle. Success of the NFSA depends on the inclusion of the non-food grain and the nutrient-rich commodities and the provisions for the establishment of a fair market mechanism that will guide the aspects of the provision, pricing, and the storage of food. Now, inadequate procurement by the government agencies, it has led to reduced access in the several regions of the country. And the concerns have been raised regarding the access to the food grains. Those people who do not purchase the Aadhaar card, they are not given the food. And just in a want of a Aadhaar card, or just in a want of an electronic identification system, a poor, a very nutritionally deficit family, they died in the Jharkhand. Emphasis on food grains such as rice and wheat and certain coarse cereals have come at the cost of nutrition, because the rice and the wheat and the coarse cereals, they do not have as much nutrition as is required for bringing a calorie or a nutrient deficit person into a healthy realm. While cereals are a major source of calories, other micronutrients and essential vitamins which are essential for the healthy development of an individual have been neglected in the National Food Security Act. Therefore, despite increasing production and achieving of self-sufficiency in food grain, the nutritional status of India still remains a major handicap. According to the Global Hunger Index 2018, India's rank is 103 out of 119 countries. 103 Global Hunger Index out of 119 countries. I'll bet our warehouses are full with the food grains. Our warehouses, they are overstocked with the food grains. But still the problem is at a very serious level. And according to the National Family Health Survey 4, the findings from the survey suggested that around 38% of children below the 5 years of age are stunted and 36% of them are still underweight. Stunting means malnourishment carried over generations. If a mother or a grandmother and a mother both are undernourished, then the child's height is very less. So stunting essentially means malnourishment carried over generations. Whereas underweight means that your present generation is hungry. As a country with a surplus in agriculture, where the food is wasted in the dustbins, and where we don't even have enough jute bags to pack our food grains, is it not a very great irony that our children's 38% of them are the stunted and 36% of them are still underweight, and we are planning to become a 5 trillion economy? So here we start the analysis, in which we are going to see that